Hello everyone, my name is Bamidele Oladamola Esther. I'll be talking about the business analytics of the UK insurance industry. Now to the executive summary. The purpose of this report is about the UK general insurance sector and the data gathering. The financial data of the 10 insurance companies is gathered from FAME, which are turnover, profit before tax, return on capital employed. These are my dependent variables. Shareholder funds and number of employees are the independent variable for the period of 9 years, 2011 to 2019. Method: business analysis through the use of descriptive and predictive analytics. Data processing: SPSS and Microsoft Excel are used for the data processing. Limitation: difficulty in data collection due to insufficient information and details from secondary sources. Now to the industry performance. Over the 5 years through 2019 to 2020, industry revenue is expected to decline at a compared annual rate of 4.7%, although revenue is expected to rise by 0.8% in 2019 to 2020 to 70.1 billion. Literature review. Business analysis is the process of understanding the data driven of a business to draw inference to make calculated decisions with higher certainty. A lot of scholars actually define business analysis, and also, according to BAC 2017, business analysis is the process of looking at and summarizing data with the intent of extracting hidden predictive information. It indicates the practice and competency of exploration and introspective of business performance to make purposive, initiative, and expedient business decisions. Now, this chart is all about the industry variable. The above analysis shows the variation of variables between years using different type of charts. The first chart is the column chart of the average turnover of the selected companies over the year 2011 to 2019. The highest turnover was in 2016 and the lowest was in 2017. The second variable, which is the average profit before tax, using the bar chart, it indicates that the lowest profit before tax was in 2018 while the highest was in 2014. The third one also is the average return on capital employed. Using the column chart, shows that in 2018, the industry had the lowest ROC, return on capital employed, and the highest was in 2011. The third diagram shows that for the industry shareholders fund in 2014, it was 14%, and in 2012, which was the lowest, and in 2014 was the highest. 2014 was the lowest and 2012 was the highest with 21%. The figure 8 above is a bar chart which shows the average number of employees in 2019. The industry had the highest number of employees and the lowest in 2017. Profit before tax versus the return on capital employed. The above chart shows the profit before tax in 2014 and the return on capital employed is at the same point, which implies that any increase in profit before tax will lead to an increase in ROC, which also applies to the remaining years with a slight variation. Turnover versus number of employees among the companies. The above chart shows the turnover and number of employee relationship among the companies. From the chart, we can see that when there is an increase in BGL Group PLC turnover, the number of employees decreases, vice versa, and it also applies to the other companies too. Now to our descriptive analysis. The table 1 and table 2 above shows the descriptive analysis of RSA Insurance Group PLC and Aviva PLC. From the table, the central tendency measure, which is mean, media and mode for Aviva turnover and profit before tax are more than RSA Insurance Group PLC. The speed measure range standard deviation variance for RSA Insurance Group turnover and profit before tax is higher than Aviva turnover and profit before tax. We can say that Aviva Central of Tendency measure is more better than RSA when comparing these two tables together, and the speed measure for RSA is better than that of Aviva over the years. Correlation. The table shows the correlation between different variables. The first one is when turnover is 1 and profit before tax is 0.937. They are highly positive correlation. While PV, for the PV from the table, the profit before tax 000 and shareholders fund 000 has no significance with each other. Now to the ROC. ROC is when profit before tax is 1 and our number of employees is minus 0.7, they are low negative correlation. Multiple regression analysis using SPSS. Yeah, this is the diagram showing. This is the table showing the multiple regression analysis using SPSS. The explanation goes as from the table above shows the model table shows the R adjusted and R square of the estimated R square and standard error of the estimates to determine how well the regression model fits the data. R is used to measure the quality of the prediction of the data variable. That's turnover. The value of 0.726 indicates a good level of prediction. The ANOVA table. The table shows the independent variables statistically significantly predict the dependent variable f into bracket 27 equals 42.936, p lesser than 0.005. The standardized coefficient B1 for shareholders fund is equal to 1.768, which means that for any decrease in shareholders fund, there is an increase in turnover of 1.768 and vice versa. The R square, which is known to be 0.57, that is 0.527, which is 52%, means the regression model is completely fit because the 52% is very much lesser than 80%. R square value of 0.52 shows that the model can describe 52% of the variation of the dependent variable. Coefficient. The equation for turnover of general insurance equals 27 million plus 1.76 shareholders funds multiplied by the number of employees, which means the equation is a fitted value. So that's significant. This is to test the significance of each independent variable. That is, if the coefficient is equal to 0. Now, scatter plot for regression analysis. The effect of the industry shareholder funds on the industry turnover. This is a table that describes how the turnover and the shareholder funds relationship occurs. We can see from the table that the regression analysis, the scatter plot is showing a dependent. Our Y is turnover, which is our dependent variable, while shareholders fund is the independent variable. Recommendation and conclusion. Although the company turnover is more significant in this case, the industry needs to work more on their current position and increase all other variables through reducing cost. From all the analysis done using the descriptive analysis, turnover, profits before tax, and ROCE are the dependent variable are more significant because the other industry variable have effect on them over the years. The other variable determine the outcome of the company turnover, and the turnover also determine the industry revenue and shows their performance. Thank you.